Hi, welcome back. Hope you've had a lovely weekend. The weather in London is beautiful today. It was a good day yesterday. Went to the wilds of Essex on the Essex-Suffolk border to my brother-in-law's 86th birthday. Large numbers of his offspring, their offspring came to a lovely pub, Thatcher's Arms. Pure, terrific pub. A helicopter turned up with lunchtime guests. Anyway, back to reality now. I've been playing around with these little mannequins. Another one for you to watch is, if you don't already, is Shoe Raynor, R-A-Y-N-O-R. On YouTube. He's a very good teacher, and he's got a slightly different angle to Alfonso. So this is what he sort of think he does. Do your oval head. It's all about making figures up in any sort of pose to sort of get a more elongated head and a neck circle, and then just put in like the body, and this way they look solid, so that you're sort of filling in a block, so a bit 3D, and then another sort of waist here, and then the pelvic region, and a couple of circles there, with a circle that side, slightly looking that way or facing that way, and an armhole or arm ring there, and you can get these in any sort of angle. Sort of you use the mannequin to suggest angles to you, or suggest poses to you. Hand on there, and another one here. As long as the proportions are more or less right. Fist, and then just come down over the leggies. And there we are. And then you can start putting clothes on, modelling. Put an eye on the nose, and just connect up with a sleeve. Okay, then you can do this with all sorts of poses, so you can just be a bit creative with it. And more, so you can see how you can probably make the head just a bit too small, but there we are. We can try these things and get very familiar with them, so that when we come to put them in our paintings, hopefully we can do some creative. We can use a bit of light red, a bit of a head, and we'll have a bit of Payne's grey, and if I'm coming towards you, so we put a bit of a V in the neck. Don't have to put in doing one leg. You can add the okay. Oh, my wrist is hurting. Okay, so there we are. Well, we're just going a couple of stairs. So just doodle away a lot of moments before you start painting, before you clear up, and sitting in front of the television under an umbrella in the garden in the sun. That one's quite interesting, a big chest and slim hips. And these, I think I showed you these on Saturday, but I've done these things ever since, and I've done some more sitting in front of the telly. in pencil, so I'll put that by the side. So I've been using this clutch pencil, super pencil, not the size of that lead. And when I shape the lead, you don't want a short point. I just put this on a table and then just wear the lead down so that the tip, well, the last half an inch or so, centimetre, is more a point. But be careful because you've thinned it down. I used to do this as a draftsman, but we used very hard leads in those days. It's all computer-aided design now. Right, okay. So what we would do with our lead, I'll show you just out of interest really. They were just leaded pencils we used. And we would sharpen the wood. There's the lead in here. Imagine the lead just coming out here. And hidden detail is the lead going in there. And we would sharpen that bit so the lead looks like that, like enlarged. So that was the point. It was a flat. It was like a chisel, and you could carry on doing this thin or thick line for ages before the lead wore down, where you would have to start sharpening them or shaving the next piece with a bit of fine glass paper. But now, so I've done sort of lead like that, but these are ordinary pencil leads and ordinary Stettler type pencils. But this is a terrific. I'll have to get another one of the leads. They're not very expensive. This is probably a 4B, which is quite soft. Next one up, 5B and 6B, is about as soft and a lead as you'll really ever need. Otherwise, you might as well have a charcoal pencil and do the same. Right, what are we going to paint? Well, I don't know. I'm often asked where to get my ideas from. Well, one painting leads to another painting and another painting and another painting. But it's very warm today, so I'm going to have to make sure I use a lot of water on this. Probably another, I don't know, just maybe a rural scene. Might be a stream, I feel like a stream. Well, it's just with the paper. I do have a sort of a limited repertoire of scenes that I can conjure up as I go along, but I don't really plan much. I'd rather just draw with the brush as I go along, but not always. I do sometimes. I draw a boat. Now, drawing boats, well, my boats are pretty naff, but if I follow the time-honoured, can you see that? The time-honoured way, it would be like an elongated figure of 8. And then just flatten out as you... So you get a better shape. So you wouldn't... you put the pointy bits in. It's like an elongated 8 with a point at each, or flat one end and a point at the other end. It's a better shape, it's quite easy to do. But there again, all these things need a bit of practice. Right, let's do a bit of a sky. Let's have a bit of sienna. Bit of raw, bit of burnt sienna. Because however dark you put this on, it's all going to dry much lighter. Okay, so let's put in a bit of warm blue, not warm blue, but warm sky with a bit of light red and a bit of ultra. Get a bit of blue in there. Okay, let that dry a bit on, and when the paper expands I'll reclip it. I don't really want it to dry naturally. I want to give it a hand, just so that it fixes and doesn't go into cauliflowers at this stage. So I'll reclip the paper. Now we'll go over and see if we can explain what I've just done. I'm stretching the paper quite vigorously here. Oh look, touched the paper accidentally. Well, I'm sure we can find something to go over that. I was chatting to my wife's nephew yesterday. He's gone back to his first love of art. His name is Andrew Holden. Have a look on Facebook for him. He doesn't do anything on YouTube. Andrew Holden. He used to write EastEnders and Emmerdale Farm, a lot of English soaps, or British soaps, but he lives in Swansea now with his second wife, who's a script editor for BBC. But he's doing commissions for people's pets, animals. He's brilliant. He's like Smoothie 77. He's got that ability to draw what he sees, not what he thinks he sees. There are no shortcuts to that type of drawing. But he also has been going to Swansea life classes in South Wales, and he's done some lovely stuff, a bit like, I suppose we could say very, very loosely, like Lucian Freud, who I do like. Yes, I do like Lucian Freud. This is very, very rough and ready, paints everything, well, painted everything, he's dead now. Also, you might not know, for those that do know him, Terry Harrison was a very, very brilliant demonstrator, and I saw him some years ago with 3 demonstrations for Carshalton from Wellington Art Group. He died recently. That's very, very sad. I'll just show you if you haven't seen it. This was one of the demos he did. He'd do 3 in an evening. Look at that. That's sponge painting with acrylic. He was a brilliant acrylic artist. He also used to paint fabulous cricket matches. He used a lot of techniques, but was brilliant and a wonderful entertainer. So rest in peace, Terry. We're very, very sad about that. Right, let's put in a bit of distance here. A good distance is a bit of Payne's grey with this. So I've turned a mistake into a little bit of an advantage here by just painting over it. Right. Just okay. Right, that's a start. Now we'll bring some slight green over here. Bit of warm. A bit of green. Cadmium yellow and a bit of ultramarine. Look, we've got nice. But I haven't mixed the colours right out. I've just put the colours on the brush and sort of mixed them on the paper. I was going to put a lake or something in there, but I don't think I will now. Just a rural sort of scene. A bit of dark in it now. bit of dark green. Yeah, nice warm green or yellow. Bit of burnt sienna in with that lovely cadmium yellow. And we've got some dark in there now. Be darker. There's burnt sienna with ultramarine. Oh, lovely lush paint. This is the Cotman. I haven't got on to using my artist colours too much at the moment. They're in my paint boxes, ready for appropriate time. When the season is right. Look, the brush is split like that, so making use of that. So we've got another brush on the end of it. Paper's drying now. Right, let's put a bit of blue on that horizon, a bit of bluey green up here. Give another plane to that background. Yeah, don't forget to have a look, if you're on Facebook, have a look at Andrew. A lovely chat with him yesterday. He likes my abstracts. He doesn't often make a comment on my more traditional, unsophisticated stuff. But oops, pull hairs out. So I'm just doodling this, making a painting out of nothing. Keep it simple, stupid. That's me. Look at that dark. No Payne's grey, just the blue of yellow and the dark red of burnt sienna. Well, let's just get that up there a bit. And a bit of yellow to that. Almost neat. If I leave a bit of, if I remember not to do any more colouring in that, I can put a figure in there where it might show. Bushes. Just going over to the little valley there. So this is out on the Heath again, sort of Dartmoor or Exmoor, a number of English moors, Peak District. Just add some texture now. We'll put some over there, but there's more blue in that. Okay, I'll put one big bush in there, and I'll just a little bit of detail. This essentially is a sort of a simple statement. It's just how it's developed. But I don't want to swamp it with detail. I want to keep it fairly simple. And just a sparse tree. I might put some okay, a bit of dark in there. Okay, that'll do. Right, I'm just going to put some colour back in here, just really wetting it a little bit, so we can just lift out a bit of card, get some shadow in there. Okay, right, card. Just got it just about right. Okay, well I'm going to put a figure in that and with my new friend, the mannequin. I've got to put him in here, so let's put a bit of a red head. Don't make the body, the head too big. Look at that dark red. He's probably a bit too big. Oh well, I'll make it his shoulder there then. Oh, it's a dog. Got a right yappy dog over the back here. I'm not a doggy person. I don't think he's very good, is he? Do him again. Every day this happens with this dog. I think the owners go off to work and leave it. That'll do. That's better. Put a little bit of a shadow, just a bit of blue and red. Well, I don't think there's going to be a bike ride tomorrow. There's rain is forecast. We haven't had any rain again since the very heavy downpour of about 10 days ago. So there we are. Sorry about the dog, but then you might be a dog lover. Oops. Okay, that'll do. Let's put in a mount and see what we've done. Very simple. It's a sort of a languid day today. But there we are, not too bad. It's quite colourful. Got this blue in the background, that's always quite effective. It gives that impression of depth, and we're coming, as we come forward, we're getting warmer and warmer. So the idea is to give a 3D effect on a two-dimensional piece of paper. Right, let's move that to there. The tree is, the little chubby tree is very, very simply stated. We don't want that overpowering. So I hope you enjoyed that. Thanks for watching, and hopefully see you tomorrow. If not, I'll see you Wednesday. Bye bye.